Hello everyone, my name is Zenitsu, and I'm back with another Digimon video. So today I'm going to be doing not just a box opening, but a full 12 box opening, or a case opening, of the latest set versus Royal Knights. So there is going to be a lot of really interesting things. Let's see if we could pull a lottery card, which is going to be an alt art of the burst modes. I don't know exactly what those are going to be worth at the end of the day, but there's a lot of hype and excitement for the set being the newest one, having a really good, strong theme, and a lot of really strong and powerful cards coming from it. If you want more information, I have done a full set review on it, and if you're unfamiliar with how I do my case openings, usually I do the first box a little bit on the slower side, what you'd normally expect from your average box opening, and then after that, I'm just going to stick it right to the good stuff right at the end. So, let's just dive right in and see what we get. Wow, my blade just did not want to work that cut. How much does a display cost? Like a case or a, like an actual case, a case or a box? Because unfortunately, I overpaid for my case, but, that's okay. Because it's helping, it's helping the LGS out, and they do a lot for me, so I don't necessarily mind sometimes spending a little bit extra on their behalf.
There he is.
So
That
I got a
beautiful
Mirage, as my first box topper. So the box toppers are going to be tournament legal, and on top of the fact that the box toppers are going to be tournament legal, they also feature a brand new mechanic, the Ace mechanic. That basically has the hand counter, burst digivolution, and overflow all in one. I also covered that in my set review, so feel free to look at that, along with various other resources. I do like the fact that, if you could see, the metallic text, very similar to how it was done in, like, the good old days where foils, or rares, weren't foiled. They were, like, stamped. So this reminds me of that, and I like it a lot. Stands out. It pops.
I think they're gorgeous cards.
Then here's the box topper. And let's move box cutter champ.
I think I'll hang out for this box and then I'll dip out.
You're totally good. You're free to go whenever you want. Alright. So
It is foil, yes.
It is foil. So I don't know what the difference between this, the starter deck version, and the demo deck version is going to be. I'm expecting the demo deck version to not be foil, considering they have a history of that being the case, where, like, special reprints, more commonly rared, like the ones that should be accessible, usually are in foil, because that's not how printers work. So, yeah, I'm not expecting it to be foil. If it is foil, that's cool. If it's not, no shocker there. But the starter deck one should be foil. I don't know if it's going to be the same. So, going over, we have Gao, Repa, Gizumon, Glady, Simbra Agamon, Porcupamon, Loader Leomon, Prince Mamemon, Salamon, Egg, Jessmon, and Leomon, Bancho Leomon, as the rare.
That's your favorite.
It is.
Love that guy.
My brother traded me a pre-release Bancho Leomon for my pre-release Belfmon Sleep Mode.
Ah, okay.
I think I lost, but I won in the heart.
Yeah,
like, lost in the value,
there.
won in the heart.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. Then we got Tesla Jellymon, Lilamon, Shumon, Astamon. Astamon's always funny because, like, between this set and the last set we saw Astamon in, he's associated with just evil Digimon. It's funny.
Yeah, he's just not a good guy, man.
Bishop Chessmon, Gatsumon, Porcupamon, Garudamon, Giromon, Vulcan Crusher, Biomon, and Burst Mode at the start. This is just a normal base SR.
Which burst?
Rose Burst.
Oh, okay, Rose. Okay.
Yes.
Stream just catching up, that's all.
Yeah, so if anyone is unfamiliar with just, like, how box ratios go, or case ratios, I should say. I'm expected to see anywhere between 6 and 9 of these. If I'm unlucky, more like lucky / unlucky, there is the possibility to see like 10, maybe 11 of them. But usually those are the rare instances. Most of the time you'll see like an average of 8 with a little bit of overflow, depending on how the case actually works out. So I'm already expecting going into the set, seeing a full play set of all of the SRs, and then there are 2 playsets of the SRs and 1 playset of the secret rares. So I know the Omnimon deck is going to be like the big pull and the big chase, or the Yggdrasil deck / Royal Knights deck. And that is going to be an expensive deck, I will tell you that.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're going in terms of like a max rarity that shit, then yeah, that'll be a hefty price to pay. Yeah. Hey, you were talking about that guy.
Yes, Examon. So in terms of like where I think the pre-release market is for the rares, I think like obviously the protagonist rares are going to be some of the hotter ones. At least I would think. I didn't double check on the secondary market what's actually hot on pre-release, because most of the time I don't really care about pre-release cards that much. I am sitting on a whole bunch of them though, so, or not like bunch of them in particular, just a whole bunch of pre-release packs. So, because that's the reward of buying stuff on pre-release, is you'll get pre-release cards with it. Because they haven't done box toppers, or not like dash packs in a while. And I kind of hated dash packs because they were always separate. And I just always wish it was just box toppers.
Yeah, I think we should do away with them. Just go straight to box toppers.
Yeah, but as far as like the singles in the set, I think because of how much the set is probably going to get opened, it's not like it's going to be a super duper expensive set. I do think a lot of things are going to be slightly hotter than they normally would be, just because like there is actually a good amount of attention on actual rares being useful. So that's definitely going to be a big win. Obviously, the commons and uncommons are not really going to be worth much, but Magnamon, he is a rare. I have to double check sometimes because I'm like, is this a rare or SR? Because like I want to be like, oh yeah, this is a Magnamon SR. Nope, that's just a rare.
The art is just that beautiful, man.
Yes.
That art is crazy, by the way. Just on that regular art, Magnamon.
It is. And if anyone's curious on like what a normal booster box, like its behavior is, most of the time you'll get 7 SRs and then 2 hits. A hit is going to be either a secret rare or a alt art. And yes, the alt art could be of a secret rare, so you could theoretically get a double secret rare box. But you could also get a double alt art box. You are not guaranteed a secret rare. So keep that in mind. That secret rares usually are pretty sought after for that reason, and the highest current rarity. Most of the time, from my past experiences with opening cases, I'll usually see 1, maybe 2 of the same alt art secrets. So even the alt art secrets are highly coveted and not very easy to pull.
Yeah, I mean, you maybe see 2, 3...
Well, you'll see like 2, but whether it's the same one or not, ooh, second SR is Rage Mode.
His normal art was beautiful too.
Yeah, so usually you'll see 2 secret hits, like secret alt arts. Sometimes it could be the same, sometimes it could be different. If you're lucky, sometimes you'll get more, but most of the time my average that I've seen after opening a case of almost every single set has always been 2. This is only for BT sets. EX sets and RB sets are obviously going to be working a little bit different. Don't know the exact ratios on RB sets. This one kind of scares me considering how bloated it is. And by bloated, I mean just how many cards are in the set make it harder to pull what you want. Because we saw that with 1.0 and 1.5. They were just bloated to the point where it was just very hard to pull anything.
Yeah, 1.5 was really bad. To be fair, that was also 2 sets in one.
Hey, Shine. I got almost all the burst modes already.
Oh yeah, I think so, yeah.
I'm just missing Rave Burst.
Rave, yep, Rave. I mean, that's good. Start knocking them out now. It's just making me more sad. I want to open mine. So
That's
bad.
Okay.
One, I just want to start practicing. That's the big thing. I really don't care about getting the cards per se. I just want to practice right now.
Which is 100% fair. Practice does make perfect, and practice does help a lot in terms of trying to be competitive. But I do love just the sheer amount of decks that are possible and updated thanks to this set. It's always nice to see when they do this type of legacy support. Because you get stuff like, oh, I'm going to support black blockers, which hasn't really been a thing since like BT3. I'm going to try to support the Ravemon deck that started last set. I'm obviously supporting all the protagonists in this set as well that have decks slowly forming around them as well. Then you get Kentaurismon not only being a Royal Knights card, but having his own deck. Same thing with Alphamon, like Chessmon. There's just a lot of like really good decks that are possible. I think like the Chessmon deck is going to be a really interesting deck just because of how dirt cheap that deck is going to be. So it's another really easy access point into the game because I think realistically you should be able to build that deck for sub 20 because like everything is just rare and below. And then if you want to spice it up with spice it up with a level 7, that's up to you.
I mean, that's up to you. You don't need it, but
yeah, just get a good foundation for either a black or a yellow base. I think black base is a little bit better, just because you have some tools that are playing more in line with what it's doing. But there's just a lot of good stuff. And then you have like stuff like the Gapmon, and that's going to be like, oh, you could use this to try to form his own deck, even though he really doesn't have one. But you could use some of those parts for Aegistrumon, and I think that would be kind of dope. Because Aegistrumon, I know it's getting a card, the Seedramon, in the update pack in the EX5, which is way too late for that. But it's nice that they have one.
Yeah, I think that's where it's like, you're getting those cards, and it's just like, it's the worst because you just are like they're not going to be useful. Yeah,
the promos are not super valuable because nobody's going to play with them, or like the people who are like those are just their pet decks, so the demand is going to be super low.
Yeah, I mean, hey, don't tell Zach. Zach's trying to play that that Chessmon stuff.
Oh,
ooh, okay.
Agumon, secret rare alt arts right off the bat.
That's a gorgeous card.
Yes, yes it is. I know some people are kind of mixed on those, but I actually do like their alt arts.
That full art shit looks sexy, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. That thing looks crazy good. That's
going right in a nice.
And then I gotta get a copy of all of them. That's my goal.
I'm debating on if I want to try to build Royal Knights. I know out of a case I'll be able to. But
easily.
Yeah, because I know like the Royal Knights deck as like just on a base level is probably going to be about above 200 easily.
Yeah, I mean the secret rares, you get 2 secret rares if you're trying to build like the most optimal. Yeah, 2 big secret rares that are very important.
Oh, there's
to
the other
deck.
burst mode. I did get all of the
there you
burst
go.
modes.
Every single one. That's
wow,
funny.
This is a really exciting first box.
That is a really good first box. I mean, the alt art secret rare, probably one of the most sought after cards in the set.
Yes. To follow.
Excluding the ghost rares.
Pebbles, thank you for the follow. And then I already thanked some of the other followers in chat if they didn't read them. So thank you, Optimus Prime, and the others. I gotta scroll to read them, but my hands are full of cards. Oh, double secret rare hit.
Nice. There's a Gallant. Okay. Look at your Royal Knight deck already. You're borderline there.
I mean, like, this would be an awkward box if I'm trying to lean towards it because I don't have Yggdrasil and I don't have the secret Royal Knights, but, like, this is the good start right here. This is what you want to try to see.
I'm like, that's a pretty solid start, if you ask me.
I actually do like this Gallant's art, too. Like, this Gallantmon's just so good.
Who you telling, bro? I love that card.
For a one-card update, it's like one of the most impactful one-card updates.
That one card single-handedly changes the direction of the deck.
There's Kentaros. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in one of these 2 packs has the
Should
last
be one
SR.
more. Yeah. And then that might be the Yggdrasil, so you never know.
Yeah, I don't know if the boxes are seeded based on like box toppers. They could be, but I've heard a lot of cases of like, oh, I pulled very similar or the exact same boxes. That's not like uncommon, but it is a little on the fishy side. Cranium.
Yeah. Hey. Okay, never mind. But that's another Royal Knight though.
It is. So that's something like on a case situation we could sort of be on the lookout for, is see like just those types of patterns. And that's why I also like doing case openings, is because it lets me not only just have almost every single card I would want out of the set, but I get to like thoroughly look at the bigger picture that some people might not even be looking at. Gallantmon needs to go in a sleeve too. I need to be better about sleeving right away. And then all of these can go back in the box. So I'll probably end up going through and sorting these out later and throwing them in my ever-growing tower of 4 rows.
I am like, whew, I am not looking forward to it. I just organized everything right before, because I try to usually organize right before a new set comes out, since I usually get cases, and I was like, man, dude, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, I did during pre-release, I mentioned this in the podcast, but for this video, I did mention that I traded in one of my pre-release super rare pulls, the Craniumon, for a Kreskarurumon.
Okay.
So now I have my full playset of Kreskarurumons, and I'm just hunting for just only a few small things out of EX4. I'm not buying any more of EX4.
Nah, there's no way. You're hurting yourself. You're doing yourself a disservice. Not with this set, Cal. There's like zero reason to buy EX4.
Oh, you're totally fine, Roxas. Like, I know it's already super late. So this is the part where one box is already done. You would have reasonably seen almost every single card rare through common. So I'm just going to skip right to the back and get to the good stuff. Which I would say if there was good stuff out of the first pack. There might be seeding with the rares, but that's a very common thing. I've seen like clumps of rares all the time to the point where I stopped pointing them out. Rave. And the clumps are different per case. That is one thing I also should note. So just because my clumps are very specific doesn't mean your clumps are going to be the same. Wow, Gallant Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Hey, okay. Regular, okay. Nice.
I need to get like a better, just general stack of sleeves. I just have a whole bunch of like random miscellaneous sleeves.
I have the same thing too. You gotta use them somewhere.
Yeah.
Otherwise they sit there and not do anything.
I mean, I'm only going to be sleeving them for this. Most of the time, right after, I'll immediately throw them in my binder.
Yeah, exactly.
So
for me, it's either the binder or decks. So it's...
nothing here.
No. But Good luck on the rest of your boxes. I'm like dying over here.
Oh, you're totally fine. You are dismissed. You have done plenty, my good sir.
But you have a good night. Good luck on your case. Hopefully you pull some fleet heat. I'll see you when we talk next time anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna see. You could always just check the video after the stream because, spoiler, I do live stream these. If you couldn't tell by the title of the YouTube video, where it says highlights of stream.
I watch them all anyway, so I'll watch it through and see what you got.
Yeah.
But have a good night, chat. Y'all take it easy.
Yep. Have a good night. Ah! I didn't realize that was gonna happen. How do I fix this? Inbox focus. There we go. Right? No. I'm so bad at technology. Not share my screen. I had it. Alright, hold on. Let me just swap channels. Maybe it'll play nice with other channels. Ah! I don't know. I don't remember how to fix this. No. 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 I honestly don't remember how to fix this. BT12? No, this is BT13. So, give me a second. This is going to look really wonky for the video, showing my technical incompetence. Because isn't there, like, a way to get it so that I can just focus on myself? Because it says focus, and then it just brings up this. But I want it to just focus on myself. Oh, there we go. Hide members. God, I'm so stupid. But that's okay. I need to read. Reading is a thing that a lot of card players lack, myself included. Oh, right. I'm not doing this. Skipping right to the back. So, I'll leave that blooper take in. It'll be fine. So, this is, for anyone who is new, like new to Digimon, this is BT13, the latest set. The set before this was EX4, and then the set before that was BT12. So I do have videos of me opening boxes on my YouTube channel as well, so feel free to check those out. So I am doing a full case opening, which is 12 booster boxes. So you could call them display boxes. I always call them booster boxes. Partially because that's what it says on the box. It is a booster box. Because these are booster packs. So I always find display kind of a weird term. Wow, this pack did not want to open properly. I'm like wrestling with this one. Most of the time, they just cave in the center. Looking for cards, you're completely new. This is a pretty good set in terms of like cards and decks that you could build. I think like if you're just looking to build a cheap deck, there's plenty of really strong cheap decks in the game. So, like, as an example, one of the best cheap decks to build out of this set specifically is going to be the Belfermon deck. So, the Belfermon deck is mostly literally just this rare, which is Sleep Mode. Then it's going to be the super rare Rage Mode. This is going to be the most expensive card in the entire deck. Outside of that, it is literally just going to be a whole bunch of the Gizumon cards. So you have the full lineup of Gizumons. You have Gizumon Proto, Gizumon AT, and Gizumon XT. And then outside of that, you also have the Tamer. And you have the Pasco evolutionary line, which is Pasco, Porcupa, and Asta. And then if you just get literally a full playset of all of those cards, you are already 90% done with the deck. It's actually crazy how easy this deck is to make, how cheap and effective it is. I think, like, you usually would want to run, not necessarily 4 Porcupamon, but you'd want to get the Eismon package as well, and then get Calling from the Darkness, which is just a good general staple for purple. Ooh, Rave Alt Art. And then the deck is pretty much done. Like, it's actually that easy to be able to build Belfermon. And then right now it's sitting at, like, a estimated tier 1.5 slot. So you should be able to build a competitive deck for probably less than 50 bucks. Do I sell cards? I do sell cards. I do have a TCG player account that I generally sell a lot of my high rarity cards. And then if you want anything low rarity, most of the time I'm open in Discord. So I'll post a link to my Discord in a second. So if you want to join and just like ask like, hey, I'm just looking for X, I'll be able to help accommodate that. Alright, so there's the link to the Discord. Yeah, Roxas, I could probably end up making you a mod. I just have to learn how to do that on Twitch. Because as far as, like, what I do with the case most of the time is I will have a playset of supers for myself. Like, as a collector, a playset of supers to play around with if I'm actually going to be playing the deck. And then I will usually sell off the extras at that point. When it comes to the low rarity cards, because I'm going to have a whole bunch of them, most of the time, if you're just looking for anything low rarity, I know it's not going to be super expensive, so you would just end up paying for the shipping, and then I'm usually really reasonable when it comes to my prices working with me personally, in terms of buying anything here. So I already know my brother wants the Belfermon stuff, and I want to play it too. So, like, just as an example, the Belfermon stuff, I'm going to be a little bit tight on when it comes to the Rage modes. I also know that the Shine stuff is already spoken for as well, just as another example. So whatever I pull Shine-wise is already going to be taken. And then I know that Mirage is also another one that might be taken as well. But Teddy and Mark, two people that are pretty active in my Discord, they are both also opening up a case. So whatever I wouldn't be able to fulfill, they for sure should be able to fulfill. So that's box 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might have missed one. Did I miss one? How did I miss one? Hold up. Nope, Dynus is a rare. That's a rare. Nope. Nope. Oh, duh. It's Leopardmon. Of course, that would be the one that I miss. This is like the most not noteworthy super. I also don't like the fact that like supers have the same level of rare foility as a rare. So it is a little bit harder to distinguish them if I'm not actively paying attention to their rarity marking in the corner. So let's throw a sleeve. Bam. I do like how in the future they are going to have a little star next to the rarity if it is an alt art. I think that is such a good quality of life adjustment on top of just a slight shift in their frame in terms of the costs and play cost. This feels like I have more cards for whatever reason. Alright, now we're on box number 3 out of 12. What about Roseburst? Rose is not currently spoken for. And there's a high chance I'm not going to play the Rosemon deck, so I would be more inclined to sell off the supers. Because, like, as of right now, I don't really see a reason to play Rosemon when Bloomlord exists. And Bloomlord in Japan, so far, has been outperforming Rosemon because it uses almost a lot of the same tools, but currently, because it's more supported, it's just better. So, another metal. Are cosmetic cards in display? What do you mean by cosmetic cards? So, like, you have alt arts, and then you have, like, base arts. So, like, here's the base art rave, and here's the alt art rave, as just an example. And I usually sleeve, like, my high rarity cards. At least when I'm pulling them open, I'll probably de-sleeve them, throw them right in a binder right after. So that way I can take a look at it. So, I do apologize if I'm confusing the terminology, just because, like, some people use different TCG terminology, and it's not, like, standard, like, there is no real standardized terms for certain things. So, like, right now, the only way you could tell something is an alt art, is usually they will have a like slight texture to them. My camera does not do it any justice, but usually there'll be a slight texture to it, and then obviously if you pull the base, you visibly will be able to tell that this is the base and this is the alt. So there is a textural difference on top of the obvious art difference. Oh, as far as my mat, just to get that, yeah, I made the Gamamon mat myself. I know a lot of people like it, so I like showing it off. So here's another, I know I got an alt art in the back of this. I already spoiled myself. So alt art Examon. So that's the first alt art of the set, or of the box. Alt arts, so when it comes to the actual money inside of Digimon, secret rares and alt arts are where the vast majority of the booster box value goes to. So that's why these are the highest rarity cards, like between the alt arts and the secrets, is because they have the same pull rates and they're usually highly coveted. So that's like the reason why Royal Knights is going to be such an expensive deck is because you need 4 secrets on top of 4 supers on top of various miscellaneous supers and rares. Like everything you need is very high rarity or like somewhat high rarity. So like just because like Gallantmon as an example, this is probably about a $30 card. So that's already more expensive than most decks, and that's just for 1 card. So asking for like 2 or 3 of them means that you're going to be spending about $90 already. Then if you're talking about the Omnimon, that's probably going to be about $50. So that's already going to be like close to $300 or $200, depending on like how the market actually settles for just the beginning of that deck. Like, granted, the rest of the parts and pieces might not be super bad, but considering there are just a bunch of, like, rares, and then there is some low rarity cards, but, like, that goes to, like, how decks are valued, is how many high rarity cards are needed in the deck in order for it to function properly. The higher the rarity, and the more coveted the card, the more expensive it's going to be, because we saw that with BT11 and Rena. Then we saw it again with EX3 and Examon. So, like, the Examon deck, as an example, was a relatively expensive deck for probably a solid, okay, tier 2, tier 3 deck. But the fact that you needed to spend, like, on base, about $100 to even start playing the deck already is more expensive than some of the other meta decks you could be playing. What is a secret? So, a secret is a secret rare. So, that is what I label as one of the 2 hits per box, because your hit slot is either going to be a secret rare or an alt art. You could tell the difference between a secret rare and a normal rare because just like the alt arts, it has a texture to it versus like just a flat foil. And those are the most expensive cards in the set because there's only 2 per box. And you're not guaranteed any of them, and the more alt arts there are, the more bloated that slot is, so the harder it is to get the specific one that you want, and that's what goes into driving the price upwards. So, that's kind of like a quick rarity breakdown, because I organize my piles based on rares. So, right now, I have the base rares, common, or uncommons, commons. I like to put my supers off to the side. You're guaranteed 7 of them, or roughly 7 of them, per box, and then the alt art secret goes usually around here. Like, that's kind of just how I've been, like, separating my piles and organizing the cards. So, this is a super rare. I have to remember that. So, like, here's Examon's alt art, and here's Examon's base. Even though this card is a rare, like, this card is just going to be that much worth more money because this is harder to pull than this. Even though the card is literally a rare. Display, or booster boxes / displays do not always come with a secret rare. So you get, like I said, 2 hits per box, which is going to be either a secret rare or it is going to be a alt art. So your alt art could be a secret rare, and you're not guaranteed a secret rare because you could have 2 alt arts. So, but you're guaranteed about 2 hits per normal booster. And if you want, you could always go back and see some of my other box openings for some of the other sets. so that way you can kind of get like a good understanding on like, okay, these are super rares, these are secret rares. You can kind of cross-examine how many I get of what, and at the end, I'll always do like a big breakdown on how many of each and what of the high rarity cards that I got. So that way you can kind of gauge and see what the likelihood of you getting whatever you're looking for out of booster boxes would be based on this information. Which is why I in part do it, is not only so I can get the cards, but inform people as best and as much as I possibly can. Is this the first box? No, we are in box 3 right now, so it is still... Ooh, Omnimon! Still relatively early. But Examon, Alt, and Omnimon is a pretty good third box. Well, I just use Beelzemon sleeves, I guess. I guess it really doesn't matter. My OCD will bother me later. I'll have to let my OCD bother me later. So that way I can keep things flowing. So, as you just saw, I pulled my 2 hits already. So, one hit was an Omnimon. The other hit was a Examon. So, I'm not expecting to see another secret or another alt art in the rest of these packs. But I still have some supers left, so it's still worth always continuing. And this is why buying single packs on TCG Player is highly not recommended. Because if, let's just say, I already pulled all of these and all of these, and this is what I have left, there's no reason for me to realistically open them, and I could sell them on the secondary market in hopes people would end up falling for the scam that there would be something good in them. So that's why, like, buying booster packs online is usually super risky, and it's always worth it to buy booster boxes if you're just going with booster boxes. Granted, it's always going to be good and always going to be cheaper just to buy the singles online. Just because the singles will always be cheaper than buying the booster boxes, and you're guaranteed to get what you're, you know, buying. Kentoros. So, like, this pack right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This pack, I guarantee you, will not have anything good in it. It is just going to go immediately rare, common, uncommon, without even me thinking twice about it. Jay Stewart, yes, I pulled an Altar to Rave already. See? Nothing good. If you're wondering... I have also already pulled an Alt-Art Omnimon. And then I have 2 Gallantmons already, as well as a base Omnimon here. So, I'm off to a pretty good start. So, I know this is probably going a little bit slower than my usual speed, but I'll try speeding it up a little bit. So that way we could try to just go through some of these boxes and get to the end quicker. But I usually do like talking and interacting with chat while I'm opening. Just because that helps not only just inform you, but it's just fun to interact sometimes. So I'm always reading you guys. Does store packs have different pull rates that are better in it? So, like, if you're buying from a big box store, generally, no, they do not have better pull rates. So, what big box stores usually have is, like, blisters, is, like, just the name of, like, the outside shell. It is still just a booster box that they just individually put into, like, those blisters. So that way they could just hang them on shelves better, because as you can see, there's no, like, hole to hang them. I know some Japanese booster boxes do have those holes for their packs, but these do not. And like literally they just open up a box and then they just shove them in, and then now they're gonna go off into their own store. So I don't know if there's any like randomization from when they get opened and put into the blisters to when they go into the store shelf, but usually they just have a total of a booster box that goes up at a time. So the pull rates aren't really anything different. You're just spending more money because it's at a big box store. Because it's always better, like, if you're buying, like, the equivalent to 24 packs, it's always better to just buy from an LGS, the 24 packs, or just buy online a booster box for those 24 packs, than just straight up buying 24 packs at, like, Target or Walmart or something. Because, one, they could possibly overcharge you for the packs, and two, like, it's a little bit safer to buy individual packs that way than doing it online, but it's still just not the best way of buying. What decks am I planning on playing? Mirage. That's a very easy one. Mirage, see? But I am planning on going back and updating a lot of decks. Just because the set actually is doing a pretty decently good job at making a lot of decks more viable. Like, I want to mess around with Armor Rush, I want to update Jesmon, I want to update Alphamon. Shine, obviously, is going to be a good one that I'm going to have prepared as well. So there is just a lot of, like, really good decks. I want to mess around with Belphemon. And I might build Royal Knights, I might not. Debating if I want to. It's just having too many secret rares just always makes me super uncomfortable, because I know I'm only going to get a full playset of the secret rares. So unless they increase the pull rate of secret rares and have more of them, most of the time if the deck has a secret rare, I just don't play it. So, like, I'm slowly collecting Beelstars back to be able to play Beelstarmon. Hey, Craniumon. So, like, in my personal... Like, unless I desperately need to play that secret rare in the deck, most of the time, just for, like, a more casual sense, if it's a deck I'm not, like, gonna go hardcore on, I just won't play the secret rare. Like Jesmon, I probably am going to take out the Jesmon GX, and just have, like, classic Jesmon. And then, like I said, I'm looking at picking up some more Beelstars so I could mess around with the Beelstar deck, so that way I can have my playset and my playset binder and my playset to play with. Because I do, like, pseudo collect. I'm not, like, hardcore savvy collector, but I like softcore collects just because, like, I already am getting a whole bunch of these cards. Might as well. Your store got 30 at the same time as Walmart? Yeah, so I'm not saying, like, when it comes to, like, stores getting them, like, it is... So, out of those 30, it was just a booster box with a little bit of overflow. So, your pull rates, if you just buy 24, they should be relatively similar, and because of that overflow, I'm not saying it's going to be better or worse, but, like, I think your average pack to get a super rare is, like, 2.5 packs per super rare. But the pull rates are the exact same. They're not any different because they're all from booster boxes. So it's like if I bought a booster box in 6 packs. What are the likelihood of me getting actual good cards? Hello.
Hello. What's up?
Not much. Just chilling. Opening up some packs. Ooh, alt art. Burst mode for Mirage.
Nice.
So what's going on with you?
Not much. I actually organized my box that I got.
Oh, you did?
Cards. Yeah. I kind of want to build the Chessmon deck. It seems interesting.
That's gonna be a really easy build, because most of the stuff is just built into the set.
Yeah. I don't know what egg to build though, because the black and the yellow one don't really utilize the Digimon, I don't think, right?
I think a black egg is probably gonna be a good one, because the deck seems to like want to lean heavier into black than yellow. So I think like one of the better eggs is going to be Pagumon from BT5, just because like a lot of your Digimon already have on delete effects, so that just pairs with it. Another really good black egg would probably be probably be something that interacts with blocker would be pretty decent, because the idea is to build like reboot blocker.
Yeah, I know the was it the Kaparimon, right?
Yeah.
There's the blocker and the reboot one.
Yeah. Because, like, their DP isn't necessarily, like, super high. Like, they cap out at 13, so having some way to DP boost might be pretty good. And then I know there's some, like, other really good tamers, that could help flesh out the deck, too. So, it's gonna be a fun deck.
You'll probably play, like, Final Zubagon.
You would have to for sure have a DP booster, like a DP boost egg in the set or in the deck. If you were gonna run Final Zubagon, because I do love that card so much.
Yeah, I actually played. I didn't play it in that deck, but the BT5 I played Reboot Blocker actually, or Reboot, and then I played Blazing Storm of Metal.
Okay.
And I played Sunariza.
Not bad.
The Melga was really good at that format with my roommate at the time.
Yeah. Because I gotta look at, like, all the black eggs, but, like, even if you just want, like, a very generic black egg, the black egg in this set is not bad. Like, just having 4 or more sources, like, if you're just trying to build up into your high-level Digimon, like, this just lets you attack, draw a card, and then reboot to be able to block. So, like, this isn't that bad of an egg either, because I know the deck doesn't have, like, the greatest draw power. I was also thinking, like, Izzy and Joe would be a pretty spicy tamer, too.
I like that card, too.
Like, I definitely think the deck wants to be more black than yellow, but you do have the ability to play yellow. Because this is primarily your main draw engine. What's the stat on the level 5, actually?
I think he's 7K?
If it's 7K, that's a little unfortunate. Because I was thinking, like, maybe you could be cute, splash in a purple tamer, and then run, Hell Scythe. Yeah, it's 7K. That's unfortunate. I mean, it makes sense.
7K? I think they're both.
Because there's a couple of decks that I already have built and I just need to make videos for. Chessbound, unfortunately, is not one of them.
I built Jessmon. That deck is crazy.
I need to look into Jessmon as well. Chessmon and Jessmon.
Yeah. A lot of people have been not looking at a certain way of it. I typically just build in the back. And people are like, oh, you need all these sistermons to gain the value out of all like the Bayohawk and like evolve on top. I'm like, no, you just go into your 5 back here and then you just play sistermon for 3 and then you gain 2 memory. So you just need to go into your 5, then play it out rather than bring up the 3 and then go into a 4 and then 5 or whatever.
Yeah. Rave isn't the best, but hand knowledge is really strong. I would agree with that. Like, that's kind of why, like, Ravemon just needs something to be able to actually close out games, and I think that's where the deck kind of struggles. Like, you can know what's coming, but you can't stop it.
Yeah, I was talking about Justmon, but Ravemon.
I'm also reading chat. I do apologize.
Oh, no, good. Sorry. I didn't know you're streaming.
Oh, you're totally fine. Yeah. Oop.
Ravemon is a really fun deck, too.
No, there's just a lot of, like, fun decks in this. Like, even if they're not strong, because, like, my brother, during pre-release, he pulled Ravemon and Ravemon Burst Mode, and he's like, I kind of just want to build a Ravemon deck because I have 2 of these pieces. And I'm just like, it's not as good as Belphemon, and you're paying probably more for it, but, like, if that's what you want, I'll support it. I think it's just like, well, if it's not going to be strong, why am I going to build it? I'm just like, you already have a meta deck. Like, he has the best meta deck ever in terms of legacy support, which is Greymon.
Yeah. I always joke about with my older roommate, or like, oh, what if this happens like BT21? I'm like, bro, it's like we're getting another line of Greymon support.
Greymon is definitely going to be very heavily supported.
Yeah.
For quite a long time, but that's just normal.
That's like the Charizard.
Yep.
Literally, like basically of the game.
Yep. But Charizard gets some good ults. I'm not gonna lie.
It sucks though, cause like I don't know too much. Yeah, I was about to say I don't know too much about Pokemon competitive, but I'm assuming it's not that good, like competitive wise.
No, for a while, from what I've been reading, a lot of stage, I guess 2 Pokemon, like a lot of stage 2 Pokemon decks just are not very viable. I think right now Gardevoir might be the only one. I don't know the meta. So I'm not going to pretend like I do. I'm just hearing, like, I'm just regurgitating what I've heard. But I do think that the design of Pokemon definitely supports Stage 1 and Basic a lot better. Because it's easier. You have less work to go into it.
Yeah, I remember I played for a little bit back in 2016. I know, like, was a March raid or something. It's kind of like Rookie Rush. Essentially, it's kind of like Rookie Rush on equivalency.
Okay. Yeah, I have.
Or you just fill up your trash and then your little guys are like powerful or something. Or...
Gotcha, because I know there was like a Durant deck that kind of was like that. Or was Durant a mill deck? I don't remember. But that's just Pokemon. I have not played actual Pokemon's TCG in a very long time. This is gonna show my age, but I have not played since Jungle.
Gotcha. Yeah, like I said, I only played like 2016. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh. I stopped playing competitively after Nationals 2018. But 2016, I think during the off season, like right after Nats, my friends and I started playing, so I played a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, Jay Stewart. I do know that they are giving out demo decks that basically have the best cards from the Ace decks in them, and that makes me very curious on the value of the Ace decks. Like, I already know because of the box toppers, like, these are already going to be pretty much worthless. But compound that with the factor that now those same cards are going to be in demo decks. Like, that's going to be crazy. And then stores eventually are supposed to get the demo decks too.
Oh, I didn't know they were supposed to be in demo decks.
Yeah, it's been a real long time since Digimon's gotten demo decks. Like, Dragon Ball Super gets demo decks all the time, and then Digimon just does not get them. And I'm happy that we're getting them. I'm just sad that, like, it's at the cost of the product itself for the new starter decks.
But it wasn't like the... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
I was just gonna say, wasn't the last demo deck like BT6?
Yeah, it was BT6, and it had mostly BT5 cards, and it was of Black War Greymon. And, like, it wasn't that bad of a demo deck, to be honest. Like, it did the job, got players to get cards to start building towards something. But yeah, that was the last time we had demo decks.
Actually, still have that demo deck. It's like right behind. I have 2 of them for whenever I teach some of my friends how to play.
I could probably just build new demo decks. I might like do that as like a video where it's just like, hey, out of your bulk, you could build these demo decks to share and play with people. But like at that point, sometimes I would just be like, yeah, you could just actually just build a real deck at the same time.
Oh, I had a question for you, by the way.
Oh, go ahead.
You said you were you worked at ARG, right?
I did. So this is a double, like chat, this is a double alt art box, so I'm not going to see a secret rare.
I went to an ARG back in 2015 and 2017.
Oh, that was way before me.
Okay. I didn't know if you were working with them before or after.
No, so I started working with them, I think it was 2018 or 2019, and I was hired on to help develop the Argent Saga trading card game. So I was there from its launch all the way up till almost its death.
Gotcha, yeah, because I think they stopped doing Circuit Series about like 2018? 2019, right?
Yes. They stopped doing Circuit Series in 2019 because of Argent Saga. The idea behind Argent Saga was, hey, we've been running events for all of these card games better than what the companies can themselves. Let's use all of the money we made to make a card game ourselves and run it better than the big companies. That was actually the goal behind Argent Saga, and I think that was a very bad mission statement. The other mission statement, the user-friendly mission statement, was this is designed by players for players, which obviously sounds way better than let's spite the big shots.
Yeah, that's unfortunate though.
But yeah, like the owner, he just mismanaged things too much, and that's what actually killed the game. Because I do think it was a very decent game, but the designer just fucked up a little too hard, wouldn't let us fix his mistakes, and the management was just absolutely piss poor.
Yeah, wasn't his name Jim?
Yep, Jim McMahon.
Yeah.
And he basically shelved ARG, like, as a whole brand. He basically is just like, this is going to exist, but we're basically just going to leave it out to die. And it's just going to be a name at this point, like on TCG Player. And right now he is super focused on Sweets and Geeks, which is his new store in Medina, Ohio.
Huh. I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yes, so Sweets and Geeks is owned by the same person who did ARG. He wanted to basically do something slightly different with the candy store, which is, yeah, he did it. So, I haven't talked to them in a very long time.
Yeah, I used to play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! I still keep up with it, but like I don't think I'm ever gonna play competitive ever again. Unless like someone convinces me like, hey, I'll pay for if you pay for entry, I'll just give you a deck, and then I'll be like, okay, like I might do that, but other than that, like I don't think I'm ever.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is god awful. I hate the current state of that game. Like, people can complain about Digimon being bad. It's nowhere near as Yu-Gi-Oh! Bad.
Yeah, no, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is more complex, and like I never really liked it to where you have to be so meticulous about everything, and then Digimon is like, oh, I'm gonna swing whenever, and like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like you have to be very careful of what you do and methodical of your plays. I'll be like, oh, okay, I can make this play or route this play, and then if I get nibbed or like some interaction, I have this double play and then set up for another turn. There's just so much thinking.
I just don't like how literally the game is like decided in one turn. Wow, I've been seeing a lot of the chessmons come together. That's interesting. But yeah, I hate how it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna play my big one turn. If you don't have a hand trap in your opening hand, I'm just gonna basically try to form a lock and make it so you can't play the game. Good luck trying to play the game, and then I'll ideally have a hand trap to stop you from playing the game even more. So I'm just like, I just hate the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's so awful. Like, it's not even a game at that point.
Yeah.
Like, I think, I'm coming off of Buddy Fight, and that's a very niche card game, but, like, I think Buddy Fight was way better in its, like, OTK, like, very last format before the game died than Yu-Gi-Oh! Was. And the game was literally riddled with, like, OTKs and FTKs. So, like, it's the same as Yu-Gi-Oh! At that point, but, I just enjoyed it more than Yu-Gi-Oh!, which was weird.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! I think back in 2018, I think there was at least 9 FDK decks during that year. Like different ones, which is kind of crazy.
I mean, when I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, that was at the big rule change with pendulums and links. My deck was Heradic Dragons, and it was Heradic's OTK. And when they changed the rules to basically make my deck unplayable, that's when I decided to quit the game.
Yeah, I stopped whenever, like, Nationals 2018, because I think, like, a few weeks before, they're like, oh yeah, we're doing a new implementation change to the time rules.
Oh, I heard about that!
Yeah, and I'm
and
like,
that sucked.
Yeah, and I was playing the deck that does burn damage, and actually I had someone profile me because I was playing that deck, and he got... I like to talk to my opponents.
Oh, I do too. If I can get my opponents talking, I'm happy.
Yeah, and the guy was not having it. He was like salty. He's like, oh yeah, like, I called the judge over, and he, like, it was supposed to be my turn, but he burned me because I'm like, okay, dude, it's like, I'm sorry that happened. I was like, I hope your day's been good besides that. And he was like, there's like a set that just came out literally that weekend, and he was playing those cards, and like, what does this card do? And he's like, he tells me, and I pick up the card. He's like, I just told you what it does. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I've had those salty players in any card game.
Yeah.
No, but I remember when they changed that rule, like, that was a huge, like, backlash. Hey, Omnimon. Because, like, it really favored specific styles of decks. Which is why I like Digimon's end of turn procedure, where, like, the game just ends in a draw. There is no winner based on X factor. Because I know in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's based on life point.
Yes.
So, like, because there was a small point of contention in Digimon early on, where it's just like, winner is decided by security, and then security control came out, and it's just like, yeah, so you're just not killing me, period. And it was awful.
Yeah, plus, this game's like 55 minutes, or like 55 minutes, right, usually?
It's 45 to 50 minutes with 5 minutes overtime. Overtime is 3 turns, active players turn 0. Player who does, or once both players have finished either the 5 minutes or their 3 turns, game ends in a draw.
Yeah, I like that more because I feel like it's like more fair rather than Yu-Gi-Oh! I think they turn it to like 40 minutes.
Yeah,
so
I also don't mind the draws in Digimon because it cuts down on round count. Hey.
Yeah, also doesn't tiebreakers like different in this game than Yu-Gi-Oh! Too? Like,
I have zero idea how tiebreakers work, my guy. Like, I am the wrong person to talk to when it comes to that.
Very good. I just know that sometimes if you have someone with this same record as you, let's say X11, and you have another person with that, and the person that you won or lost against is ahead of you, you could also, I think in Digimon, the same person that has the same score as you can actually be higher than you.
Yeah, that goes to like opponent win rate and all that stuff, like various other factors that are compounding on top of that based on the data that they're collecting. Which that part has always escaped me. And to answer your question, Jay Stewart, yes, I did get pre-release packs with my case. So, Rose Alt and Omni Alt, or an Omnimon. Not bad.
The thing that sucked about my pre-release is I pull the King Drazel. I'm like, oh, wonderful! I can't play this card at all.
Yeah, that's like the most feels bad card out of all of the pre-release. Is like, I mean, you theoretically could, because he would just suck up the other Digitamas. But it's not the most ideal because you want to use your raising area, and he just completely locks you out of that. All right.
Yeah, the Examon, the level 7 guy.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Oh, yeah. No, there was a lot of good Royal Knight synergies. Like, I had Craniumon paired up with Lord Knightmon, so I forced them to attack and then make them lose the 2 memory for having them both on the field.
Yeah, I had Lord Knightmon and Genkaku, so I did that as well. And then he had Blocker, too.
Yes. Yes, he does. Because I think that's why my brother played Genkaku. He's just like, yeah, 13k blocker. That just sounds good.
Yeah, I had the crazy stack I had Bonchaleomon with Barrier and Reboot to it. So I was like swing, then Reboot, and it has Barrier. So whenever I block something, if it's higher than that, I use Barrier, hit my security, and just block it.
Oh, I had to do that against level 7s, where it's just like, yeah, I just need to bide time, so I'll just keep my Digimon around, block your big dude. So...
I actually am a really good big fan of Barrier. I like that mechanic a lot, actually.
Oh, I do too. I think Yellow really needed something, and Barrier just feels very good. You had 2 Genkus, a Lord Knight, and Exa. That sounds really good.
That's crazy.
Jumbo Gamemon was the MVP of your pre-release. Yeah, he's going to be the MVP of a lot of people's pre-releases. I actually think a lot of people are, like, low-key sleeping on Platinum Sukamon. The D-Digivolve on the cheap-to-play body is super good.
I know, I was playing against this 9-year-old and he actually almost beat me in game 2 because he had a rage mode.
Oh my god, rage mode's so good.
I'm like, oh my god, how do I get rid of this? And I'm like, oh, I have to Platinum Sukamon. So I did that, D-Digivolved it, and he's like, oh, go into the other Belphamon, and it's like, oh, put this from trash on top. I'm like, oh my god, dude.
When you get both and they work, like, oh my gosh. No, this pre-release is definitely was a really interesting one. Just because the format was a lot slower on top of all of the defensive tools. I think this was a little too defensive for my tastes personally, but made it work. I mean, I didn't win. I got second, but I still got the first place prize card.
Nice. What prize card was it?
It was a alt arts version of BT13 Psychbon, the Floodgate.
Oh, okay.
So that was good. My store is usually pretty generous when it comes to pricing. Examon. So what deck are outside of Chessmon, what are you looking to build?
Jess, which I already have. I don't know about this set. I have a lot of decks, just like a lot of fun decks. I might mess around with Purple Hybrid again and play Melga Ace.
It is the secret. It is the alt art. Good catch, Jay Stewart.
Or build Melga and try to mess around with the Ace. I'll also wait for the structure deck to come out and fiddle around with the new Gabu line.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what kind of support he's gonna get because the starter deck is purple, but I think they might go back to doing blue cards for BT13. Just because they did that with Greymon, where the starter deck was black, but the cards inside of BT14 were red. So, but I'm okay with like a mixed version of of Gao, or of Guru.
Gabu.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guru.
Just because it seems fun. Name-based synergy ignoring colors is like already proving to starting to be broken.
Yep.
We could thank Blue Hybrids for showing that one off. What's that? This can use Greymon? Well, it's a good thing we have a security attack plus Greymon. Oh, now you give us jamming? Sure. Security attack plus jamming on a 3-cost rusher. Yep. Oh, because he's a Greymon, now you could use Metal Greymon X? Sweet, thanks. Like, I think it's both interesting and then also, like, game-breaking at the same time. Oh, there's Omnimon. Heck yeah.
Are you gonna try to build the Morrow Knight deck?
I know I'm gonna get all the parts for it. I think I already have enough Omnimons for it. And I already have enough Gallants. So I theoretically could stop here, but, no, I'm probably not going to, because I like to also be a collector. So most of the time, if a deck has a secret rare, I just will not play it unless I'm like borderline forced to. And I usually like to keep my secret rares in my playset binder. And because of how cases work, I only get a playset of the secret rares. So I have pulled how many Omnimons? 1, 2, 2, 3. So I pulled 3 base Omnimons, so I'm likely, out of the 5 boxes I have left, to only see 1 more. There's a very high likelihood I only see 1 more Omnimon. Like, base rare.
What decks are you going to be playing this format?
It's going to be... Mirage is probably going to be my main. I know the deck isn't going to be, like, complete until the training cards come out in BT14. But because I just got my invite, I can relax on that, and it doesn't impact me as much.
So, yeah, congratulations. I watched the VODs today. I think the War Greymon match was, like, nail biting.
Oh my god. The fact that he OTK, like, he had the OTK, I was just like, excuse me? Like, yeah. If I had a face cam, you'd see the absolute shock on my face.
I actually OTK'd with just one, like, a few hours ago. Somehow, I went through 5 security and then went Chimera to swing per game.
Oof, yeah. Because I know, like, I knew going into that play that he made, I was expecting a way lesser raid play, but I wasn't anticipating an OTK. Like, I knew I was set up for a raid play. I couldn't play around it.
Sometimes they have the nuts.
Yeah.
About it.
No, but it was a very clean event. I'm very happy that my the one worst matchup I was able to squeeze out, which was Black War, because he bricked. But it's cool that people watch my VODs. That's the first time I've ever heard that. Because I'm debating about just uploading the individual matches to YouTube. Instead of just doing the whole stream and editing it down, because that's a pain to edit.
Yeah, I just listen to like background stuff while I work, and like sometimes I like pull out my phone and look at like certain plays or like the board state. But other than that, like I'll go back and like watch something.
Okay. Based on that type of a feedback, do you like? Am I okay enunciating like all my plays?
Yeah, you're pretty clear. You're a very detailed type of person too, so.
Yeah, I know, like, some of those, like, plays I sounded a little bit gruff on when I was asking the opponent of, like, what their cards do. But that's because, like, I honestly sometimes just... I know some things are worded incorrectly or weirdly, so I just wanted to double make sure.
Yeah, I always ask too, because, like, just the wording where it's, like, it's either optional or mandatory you need to know. Just in case of... your opponent even misses it.
So, because I, like, sometimes I would listen back, ooh, double shine, heck yeah. Because I knew, like, in the moment, I was just like, shoot, did I sound, like, too rule sharky there? Like, because I usually try to, like, not be super hardcore extra sweaty about things.
I know, I always ask that too. It's like, can you do that with that situation? And then, like, yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're good, you're good. Like, it's typically like that. Like, the only time I would, be a little sharky in a sense if I'm in a tournament, like a regional or something, and if a card says you may, and then they swing and like hit my security or something, and then like play another card. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to play this out, and I'm like, I look at the cards like, oh, you may, so you actually play that. I'm sorry, like I paid for the tournament itself. So unfortunately, like sometimes if it's like my friends, I'll let that go. But if like I'm in a tournament that I paid for, I sometimes do that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't care about anything like.
No, inside a tournament, I will be a little bit more strict and stern. So I 100% get that. Because I don't want to like lose because the opponent didn't bother to do something they were thinking about doing.
Yeah.
I want them to know their play and commit to it. There was a moment where I was like half committed to an evolution, and I decided because of how far I was inside of that play. Oh, second alt art Omnimon. So I'm probably not going to be seeing an alt art Gallantmon then. Unless I'm just like actually getting really lucky and pulling nuts. Which I would take 2 Altar Omnimons over 2 Altar Gallantmons in this set any day. Because Omnimon's the 4 of.
You never know. I had a box of Yu-Gi-Oh! I split a case with a friend. During
got all the good stuff?
Yes. I think I pulled like 5 secrets in one box.
Oh, jeez.
Which I think at the time was like minimum 3 or 2? 2 or 3?
Okay.
It's like, I basically pull like everything.
Is it sad that when I played Yu-Gi-Oh, I never went to an LGS? It was all like kitchen table, like at school, or yeah, it was all actually at school. And I've never bought an actual box of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, you're good. It's understandable. I used to play in high school, like literally at the cafeteria for my lunch breaks all the time, and a lot of my friends were just more or less like casual about it. I was like the only person that wanted to play competitive. I think there's only like one person from my high school I see every so often that plays somewhat competitive.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, me in competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! That would have been a very interesting predicament because I probably would have ended up going to the same card shop as Jeff Jones.
Was it Epic?
It was collectibles.
Oh, okay. I know he used to have Epic cards and games, so I think he retired that, or not retired, like he closed it or something.
That sounds like him, because I know he was taking care of his mom for a while, and then there was the whole ARG gig, so that doesn't surprise me that he closed that.
Gotcha.
I think, like, in all honesty, his biggest mistake was he should have took the Konami job. Like, in my own personal perspective, like, I understand being a player, but I would 100% give it up to make the game I love. Like, if I can make it better for other people, I would give up playing.
That's really hard, particularly for me, but yeah,
Well,
I
I mean,
understand
competitively playing.
yeah.
Like, he can still play casually, and still help others, but he just can't play competitively. He can't, yeah.
I'm not so sure about that, because I know like some players that commentate in Yu-Gi-Oh! And they also play in competitive tournaments.
Commentating is a little bit different, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, like, he was actually offered a job to work on, like, new and up-and-coming sets of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Gotcha.
And he denied it, because he wanted to remain being a player.
Gotcha.
Which I would understand a little bit more if he didn't try to make his own card game in response then. Not like in response, but like later down the road in his life, he wanted to still be a designer and make his own game. And he was just better off sticking with Yu-Gi-Oh! To be honest, because that's what he went back to. Like after Argent Saga like basically folded and imploded on itself, he just went back to doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff. I'm just like, you are just so silly.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of like old names that pop in and out. I think Patrick Hoban, even like just a few weeks ago, he got top 64 at Nats, and he's been like in and out of the game for a long time.
Okay. Yeah, my one of my old roommates when I was in Ohio working on Argent Saga, he also topped a YCS one time, and that was his big Yu-Gi-Oh! Claim to fame. He's also a top Force of Will player, not that that game actually matters anymore. But he was a pretty cool dude. His name was Ryan Miles.
Sounds a little bit familiar.
Yeah, he, during, Synchro era, he, like, topped a YCS with scraps.
Yeah, that's probably...
And, like, at the time, it was, like, borderline unheard of.
Yeah. There's actually a format called Edison. There's, like, Edison, there's, like, a 2-week, I think, format. Or, like, where there's, like, 3 YCSs or something like that. They call it Edison. And, it's, like, decks back in, like, 2011.
Okay.
People play for like a past format. It became actually really popular.
Yeah, I know GOAT is like pretty big.
It's like GOAT or Edison. Like Edison's kind of like more over GOAT right now because a lot of people are sick and tired of GOAT.
Yeah, like there's only so much you can do with GOAT. And like there's only so much you could explore. It's like me going to Pokemon and playing jungle format. It's like that format's already solved. Like, there's not that much extra experimentation that we would reasonably be able to do. Like, it is just more of a flash in the pan.
Speaking of jungle, are you gonna get that? I can't remember exactly what it's called, but like, they're making they're like reprinting jungle base, I think. Like they're making Blastoise, Charizard, and Venusaur structure deck like type esque for constructed decks, I think, for jungle.
I don't really feel like I need to. Like, I don't have a whole lot of drive to play Pokemon, and I also don't need a whole lot of the cards because, like, I have.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, my favorite Pokemon card, by the way, Shining Raichu.
That's dope.
Yeah, Birthday Pikachu, Wizards of the Coast promo, slightly damaged Shining Raichu. And then, obviously, my Rain Dance deck, I used Gyarados. Like, it was with Gyarados and Dugong, it was, like, technically, it's right before Jungle. Because I know Jungle had some good stuff for it, but, yeah. OG Lightstorm was bad. I wouldn't know. Oh, I got the Yggdrasil alt. Cool. I saw the egg when I flipped the pack upside down, and I'm just like, wait, I already have a Yggdrasil. Oh, it's a Yggdrasil alt.
Yeah, back in like 2021, I actually moved out with an old Yu-Gi-Oh friend of mine, and it was his younger brother's birthday coming up, and I was like, Joe, I think I'm gonna get my little brother into Digimon. And like, I've never once like watched, played any of the Digimon game. I'm like, okay, like, I was still, I was getting like a vaccine shot in like a few weeks. And I'm like, I'll just wait for like 2 weeks and then start going locals with you. And we played. I started like 1.5.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah.
So I got the blue structure deck and he got the yellow one. And I'm like, this feels just like Yu-Gi-Oh to me. Like the game flow and everything. And I'm like, I really enjoy this game. So we started like playing together.
Yeah, no, I really like the game flow that Digimon has, and like a lot of people were super scared about Ace, and I'm just like, look, they knew what that type of a mechanic could do if they didn't like neuter it, or not neuter it, but have it be very specific on when it is allowed. So I think they handled Aces very tastefully.
Also, the downside of it getting deleted or leaving play is like very fair.
Although the funny thing is, if you put it under the tamer with like Astral Snatcher or Superior mode, like you will the card technically did not leave play. So you will still not lose the memory for those types of effects. I found that hilarious.
Gotcha. It's kind of like
because it's the same logic that it's used when you Digivolve. Like, you could Digivolve on top of an Ace Digimon. That doesn't mean that the Digimon left play.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, it definitely seems like the next block for Digimon is going to be super Ace format.
I like it too because you can't really be too, like, you have to be very cautious about it or just like think of it in your head. But the effects right now are very fair, and you just have to like think out the line of like, okay, if they have this ace, like what aces are there now or what they can go into, and do your plays by that. But other than that, it's like not too technical.
Yeah, like it's just a very specific window. So like you could delete the Digimon with your when attacking effects, and they wouldn't be able to ace. You also could delete the Digimon before you even attack, and then there is no ace period. So I like how they handled ace. Diaboromon got his ace card because he won the vote last year. Was that because he won the vote last year? It might have been, actually. I wasn't paying attention to that detail, but if that's true, that's actually pretty dope. I like how they take a lot of community feedback in terms of like running polls and supporting things that people are generally asking outside of Greymon. Hey, there's a Gallant. Nice.
I think I voted in one of them where I really wanted to. I love Commandramon.
Oh,
and,
yeah. A lot of people like D-Brigade.
Yeah, they're like, what structure deck do you want? I'm like, I want a D-Brigade structure deck. I think that would be awesome.
That would be kind of cool. I would like a Leo... I think I voted a Leomon starter deck because I like Leomon. Although now I'm going to be looking forward to a Lugamon deck. God, I'm going to have to shift my whole playstyle to purple. Gross. Because I'm primarily a blue player, and now I'm a blue-red player. So my repertoire and what I actually play versus what I make for YouTube and do research on and casually play is going to be forced to expand.
I like really playing anything. I think, though, because I'm biased as well, I really love blue. It just feels good. It's a feels good play deck.
Yes. It's very smooth. Does everything you would want it to. That's why I like blue.
Except like destruction. I don't think there's really many blue cards that do destruction effects.
It's mostly bounce or tuck. But that is why I'm totally okay with blue having bounce or tuck. Because I used to come from Magic, and that was like I learned how good that actually is.
Yeah.
Like just the amount of anti-tempo, and how it could deny certain effects is like insanely huge.
Because there's like very few cards that say you can't or prevent that effect. Also, you can tempo yourself into setting them back.
Yes. Ooh. So after this, I have 2 more boxes left. So we have 3 boxes left, chat, before the big breakdown. Man, this is a lot slower than normal. I think it's because these packs are harder. They feel fuller, too. Either that or I am just moving that slow.
Also, another thing, really, thing I love about Digimon, the quality control is amazing.
Outside of some really poor translations here and there, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't had an EX3 mistake yet. I think I would hope that they actually learn from that.
Yeah, like, I see, like, every so often for, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Quality control is like, oh yeah, by the way, like, the printing, like, there's, like, printing errors or, like, the cards that come in the packs are, like, already damaged. And stuff.
Magic has that problem, too. It's part of their card stock and how they print and ship stuff. Hey, there's another Omnimon, so that should be my last base Omnimon. And then I have one more base Gallant left. No lottery card yet, so... I never get the lottery cards. I don't know what the exact pull rate is, but I never get them.
Is it like the ghosts already?
It would probably be the equivalent of the ghost, where usually what they've done in the past is like the gold and silver foil frame. This time it is like the alts of the burst modes, just with the data background.
Sure. I pulled a Alphamon actually from a pack for winning a local one time.
That's pretty dope. I mean, I'm
Holy
never upset
shit.
about not getting one. It's just like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna throw money into trying to find them and open it for a pack. If it happens, it happens.
Oh yeah, I did like the was it Beelsmon? The rare one.
Oh, yes.
I think that's really cool.
Nah, I love the art in Digimon. Like, I think one thing that they've done super well is their art department.
Yeah. For Yu-Gi-Oh, that's why I was like mainly into it, because I'm a huge person for art, and that's why I loved Yu-Gi-Oh a lot, because I just like the characters and stuff. I never like was really particularly in the anime, so like same with Digimon. Like I was never really in the anime or the games, but like the art style, I just love.
Yeah.
And the foil too.
I like the animes. The animes tell some really good stories.
Yeah, I watched the first and second season, and then a little bit of Tamers, and then the movies.
Tamers was so good. Like, a lot of people hold Tamers as like peak Digimon, and they're probably not wrong. Hey, cranium. But Digimon has gone through some like huge anime ups and downs. Because I know like Data Squad a lot of people liked because it was a good return to form after like the debacle behind God, I'm blanking on Frontier. That's it.
Oh yeah, I think I heard Frontiers wasn't really that good.
No, my brother actually, like, he went and he rewatched it and he said, hey, Frontiers is actually really boring. And I was just like, I can see that. It was definitely slower paced. People could say Ghost Games was kind of boring because it was, for the vast majority of the show, it was Monster of the Week. And then, like, here's a burst, like, story bit, like, we're just gonna throw story at you right at the very end. I'm just like, I wish this was paced a little bit better, but...
Yeah, my older roommate, he's like, yo, Digimon was like a way ahead of its time for like like values. Like it's like you got TK and Matt having their parents divorce. You have Izzy whose parents died. Or not, yeah. Or
I don't think
yeah,
his parents died. He just, yeah.
Or was adopted or something like that. I was like, this is really, there's some like really real shit in that anime.
Yes. No, Digimon's themes, like, and then you get Tamers, where it's just like, here's themes of death and loss. And coping with it. Like, Digimon's a lot more mature than people actually think. Like, people will see, like, oh, here's Agumon, a cute little bubbly character, and then it's just like, yeah, but the character story is like, yeah, his parents died, and now he's got to deal with this, and he's using Digimon to, like, whatever.
Yeah, I really like the movie, I can't remember what it's called, like the partial movies with the Eosmon.
Oh, yeah, that was, Kizuna.
Yeah. The ending to that was really sad.
I was, like, tearing up.
Yeah.
Like, they had the music blaring and, like, the sick Sakuga action, and I was just like, I can't handle this. This is too beautiful, it's too good, and it's too sad. Yeah, I feel like I do have a slightly abnormally high amount of uncommons, but I haven't... that's weird. Okay. It just feels that way. It might not actually be that way. No, I would recommend anyone to just watch the Digimon anime, because they're good. It's like me with Gundam. It's just like, I'll always recommend people to Gundam shows, because, like, Gundam's just good. which is also another Bandai IP.
Yeah, I love anime. I don't watch it too much anymore. I think the last one really I was trying to watch is Fire Force.
Fire Force was good.
Yeah, I love Soul Eater. So like the people who made that are like, oh yeah, Fire Force. I'm on like a little bit into season 2. I just stopped.
Oh no, you gotta keep going. I mean, I really hope season 3 comes out soon, because I want them to eventually finish Fire Force and then do a reboot of Soul Eater. Like,
yeah,
while we're in the age of like reboots and remasters and giving things the proper treatment.
Yeah, Black Butler's my favorite anime, and they're like, I think last week they're like, oh yeah, by the way, 2024 Black Butler is having a new season. I'm like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah. I've seen a little bit of Black Butler. I haven't watched that in a while.
Yeah, they're actually, I think there's like another studio or something, but the animation style looks different. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's how One Punch Man was. They swapped animation studios because the one, I think Mappa was just too busy. So they swapped over to JC Staff, which is weird because JC Staff usually doesn't do high octane shows like that. Because, like, whenever OLM does something not Pokemon, everyone's just like, whoa, hold up. OLM is doing not Pokemon? What is this? Which I just finished on Netflix watching the Master's Journey show. That was a good conclusion.
Oh, another anime I really like, hence your icon is Beastars.
Beastars is so good. I bought all of the manga for Beastars, and then I just need to buy Beast Complex 3, and then I will have everything I would want Beastars.
Yeah, I haven't read the manga yet. I was just waiting up until they printed everything, then buy it at once, then read it.
Well, everything pretty much is printed when it comes to Beastars. And then Paru has not wrote Beast Complex 4. I don't know if there's going to be one or not, because she's working on something else. But...
have you ever heard of a manga called Devil's Candy?
No.
It's really cool. I could show you if you want. But basically, it's kind of like Soul Eater, but like, it's like a Monster High Academy.
Okay.
And it's just about this. I can't remember the guy's name offhand, but basically, he is he made for a science project like a Frankenstein girl.
Okay.
And she's like his pet, kind of, and he has to like take care of her, like make sure she doesn't get in trouble. And he just like has to go like through this high school esque of like it was for like a science project, but she actually has like she like develops her own personality.
Interesting.
It's actually really cool. Yeah, it's actually really cool.
I haven't like read manga in a while. Like, Beastars was just so magical to me that I just wanted to read it.
Yeah, I don't either. That's like literally the two manga I have. It's just Devil's Candy because my friends like I love Halloween. So my friend's like, yo, this is like the perfect manga for you. I'm like, okay. And then it was actually, I went to the Beelzebub Cup.
Okay.
At a store, like a manga, like anime shop, and they actually had that. And I'm like, oh, I'll just pick it up while I'm here, actually.
I've done stuff like that where I'm just like, oh yeah, they have this too. Sure, I'll take it. Cause I have some Gunpla, so I like to collect some Gunpla every now and then, which are just Gundam model kits. So anything Barbatos related, I like. It's almost an auto buy.
Yeah, I not like haven't really been into Gunpla, but one of my favorite animes is called Sergeant Frog.
Yep,
There.
I know of the frog.
Yeah, they're I think from Gundam, like the people who make Gundams or something. So
Hey, there's another Yggdrasil. Boop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ugh. Almost done with this box, chat, and then we got one box left after. So the opening is almost done. I know a lot of people are waning and my viewership is dying, but that's okay. It is a late night. I did not expect to get my case this early.
did you have a pre-release today or no?
I did. It was the only pre-release I went to. I almost wanted to do one on Saturday, but I was doing too well in the tournament to stop to go play in a pre-release.
Lots of moon. I've done that before where I did some of the remote duels. But then I'm like, I'm good right now, so I can't play. Or like I go like X2 or 3, like at the beginning. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm dropping and going to locals today.
Yeah, like when my record's bad, I don't mind doing it, but like when I'm on a hot streak, oh, that looks so clean. Alt Art Rage mode.
Nice.
But yeah, when I'm doing poorly, I don't mind just giving up and doing something else.
Yeah, I've only ever top 32 twice. But the Ultimate Cups,
Okay.
well, one of them was the Ultimate Cup, and then one of them was the Evo Cup because they changed the name to it.
Yeah.
I got 30th.
Oh my god, a third Alt Art Omnimon? What the heck? That's unusual.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that's really unusual. So I guess I'm gonna be short on Gallants then. Unless my last box is gonna give me a Gallant. I think my last box should give me a base Gallant. Because I need to count how many base Gallants I have. Because I think I have 3 base Gallants, and I'm usually a playset in for each one. So 1... 2, 3, 4. No, I have a base Gallant. I have a full playset of base Gallant. Okay, so I'm just hardcore plussing. I'll take plussing any day, because I should already have a full playset of Altar or of normal Omni, because this should have made my playset. So 1, 2, 3. 4. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just hard plussing. Wow. That's unusual. I'm not used to that.
Gotta love them. Or gotta love it.
I'll take it any day of the week.
Yeah, I got 30th in BT4 with Purple Melga, actually.
Now
Metal Gurumon. Like
the burst.
the burst. And then I got 20th BT7 with Blue Hybrid.
Yeah. I haven't my win streaks aren't super consistent. I'll get like top 128 or top 32 every now and then, but I sometimes struggle getting tops for whatever reason. So like my last big top that I had, which I always love showing off the prize card for, is the Grand Prix All Force.
That's dope.
Yeah, this card is something insanely special to me because it was just such a good moment. So I don't think I could reasonably sell the card. As much as I want the like $1,000 it's worth, like the story behind it to me is worth more than the 1,000.
Yeah. Unlike you, I actually sold my prize cards, and the reason for that is money, and also I got pretty much a free ride to go to one of the in-person regionals.
Oh, heck yeah.
And to go free stay, because it's funny, so I wanted to go to the regional with my old roommate, but how the event was set up, we ended up not going. And then my other friends like, hey, we're going to this convention. It's actually called Collecticon. I'm like, I was gonna go. I was wanting to go to that anyway. So okay. So I actually hitched a ride with them for free, and then stayed there for free. And I'm like, okay. I was like almost like $900. Selling like some Yu-Gi-Oh cards and some of my prize cards. I'm like, okay, I was blessed.
Yeah, no, that sounds... I mean, if you could plus off of selling your prize cards, like, I should be selling some of the ones that I have, even though they're not, like, insanely super high, but I know I should be selling a little bit more than I am. But I like to sometimes just keep the cards.
Yeah, I was really debating on the Greymon from BT5 Evo Cup one.
Oh, yes. I remember that one.
I was really debating on it. Like, I'd rather sell it now because it's only going to go up. But if it goes up to an insanely price, I don't really want that. I'd rather just sell it now to where someone's wanting to buy it at a reasonable price.
Yeah. No, I get it. I don't think this case is seeded. It definitely feels very good to open, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, granted, the packs, for whatever reason, the wrapping has really been more difficult than it should be, but I think my pulls have been, like, really fire, which is unusual. Especially since I pulled absolute dog butt at pre-release. So, I guess this is making up for it.
I pulled a Altart Lord Knight and Altart Jesmon for my box.
That's a pretty good box.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not going to play the Jesmon. Even though I love Jesmon.
I mean, the Jesmon's not that bad. I do think what Jesmon currently has is just better. Yeah. But in terms of, like, the Jesmon itself, I think the new the new Huckmon line is, like, very good.
Yeah, it's insanely good. I do like the Lord Nightmon.
The Lord Nightmon's not bad. Like, I want to try to theorize a deck around it, but I am not nearly good enough of a purple player to make that work. Because purple, you have to have a completely different brain to be a good purple player and make good purple decks out of random stuff.
For me, purple is... I just call it a Yu-Gi-Oh deck because it's like literally...
Vital, 100%.
Yeah.
Purple is the Yu-Gi-Oh color. I will firmly agree with that.
You're just playing and utilizing your trash. I have Beelstar with the mill factor in it. So I'll be like, oh, just mill. I don't care what I mill. I'm just gonna mill, and then up until I can play some cards.
Yeah, like I know in this last regional Millith one, where it's just Lilith with a whole bunch of mill. Although the goal is to mill the opponent out. So...
Interesting.
Yeah. Because it's like, you're just playing a whole bunch of memory boosts until you just see all your parts and pieces to just pull off a big Lilith combo. We are winding down, though. Last couple of packs. I'm nervous on what the alt arts or secrets are going to be. I kind of hope for secrets, to be honest. Like, just give me more secrets. Give me an extra Gallantmon, and I don't know. The fact that I almost have a full playset of Omnimon alt arts really actually makes me want to play the deck, because I don't have to sell the Omnimon alts and I could just play with them. Well, I mean, I could store the Omnimon alts in my binder and just play with a base playset.
How much are they Omnis?
I think I last checked them at like 40 per Omni.
That's not too terribly bad.
Yeah. If anyone wants to correct me in chat, please do so on that assessment, because I think Gallant's going for like 35 right now, and Omnimon being the 4 of for the deck, seems like he would be higher. Oh, I did get an Altar Gallant! Heck yeah! Oh my god. This case so far is probably the best case I've ever opened. Outside of the fact that I didn't get a ghost card. Or the equivalent of the ghost card. Like, I think for just a base case, this is easily my best.
Yeah, this is a really good set if you want to buy a case from.
Alt Omni is 61. Heck yeah. What's base Omni at? AK? AKA? Akka? There we go. I'll just Akka Soul. That's a clump. I'm not going to point out all the clumps. I used to do that just because I thought it was like interesting seeing what clumps, but when I learned the clumps were different in each. Ooh! Shine. That's one of the good ones, I would assume. With how hyped the Shine deck is, I think that's a fire extra for like alt art to get. Because I have no idea what the pre-sale market is, but I think this set, the pre-sale market, they're treating it a little bit more realistic, which is good. Because we don't want EX4s to happen again. That set's a dumpster fire and a travesty. And seeing the singles be so expensive is like, why? Just why?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, it's only literally like 2 weeks of like play up until like a new set. Like,
and almost nothing in there was super hardcore meta outside of the commons and uncommons for Mirage and Shine and Blue Flare. So, let me put these in sleeves. You guys get Beelzebub sleeves. I'm actually shocked I ended up getting an alt art Gallant. I guess like the randomness of my alt arts, because the alt arts are random for the most part, outside of like usually the fact that I'm guaranteed like 1 in 1. Like that, this is wild. Alright. So, alt art, rave. Now we get to have the fun part. Seeing the distribution of everything and how much I got of what. Alt arts. Alpha? Kentoros? There you are, Kent.
at pre-release, I pulled Richard Sampson, and I was like hyping him up. I was like, yo, bro, you guys don't know about Richard Sampson, dude.
Richard Sampson's... Actually, I used Richard Sampson, and he generated a lot of memory for me.
Yeah, I played him too. Like, someone hit a Thomas, and also Richard in my security. I'm like, this is wild. Like, oh.
I had Bancho Leomons, so I would be like, Bancho Leomon, kill your dude, play as Samson. Like, that was a line of play I did a lot.
It's kind of crazy.
Just the different sizes of my sleeves. So this is going to be really interesting to see where my distribution is, because like the majority of these cards are pretty good. I think like I would want obviously the heavier ones to be on Shine, Mirage, probably Belphramon. I think those are like the three that I would want to be super heavy on. Maybe Alphamon. I think I'm probably really heavy on Rave, unfortunately, when it comes to my super distribution. Yeah, like, I don't want to be heavy on Leopards. I don't want to be heavy on Rave. Kent is okay. I probably don't want to be heavy on Craniamons. Yeah, I'm already super heavy on the stuff I really don't want to be. Because I don't know if the alt-arts would affect it. They shouldn't. Oh my god, how many Raves do I have? I need to stop. This is definitely the card that I probably have 11 of. Or at least 10. Very easily. That's like the one I guess because everything needs to offset itself somehow. All my good alt arts led to all bad super pulls. Yeah, because I barely saw any rose bursts. Holy crap. Did I literally get a Rave in every single box? Holy crap. That is super bad.
It's interesting.
Yeah, like, that's very uncommon. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 alphas. That's about average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 below average. So let's go average in the middle and then below average. How many Raves did I actually get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I knew I had like 11 or 10 Raves. So that's above average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Below average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Above average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Above average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Below average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Way above average. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Below average. Wow. Yeah. This was very awkward of a split in terms of like where things fell. So 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. So I guess like that's part of the reason why people might have been complaining a little bit is like you'll literally maybe get like some of the like bad ones that are just you're flooded with. So based on this, I might not have enough for the things that I want to sell to people. Like, I'll probably have enough shines, because I'd probably only play 2. So I'd have enough shines for me to play, and then my friend to have, and then the play set. Yeah, I'm gonna be super short. Because I know I have a playset of Belphramon, and then these are probably gonna end up going to my brother. I'll probably end up needing to either... I didn't get a Alt-Art Mirage, so I probably need to pick up one just to... Oh wait, no, it's the burst mode, so I'm probably okay. Yeah, no, that's weird. Alright. So, just to reiterate, 6, which I'm totally fine with 6 burst modes of Rose, because I think she's... Like, her and Ravemon, I think, are the 2 worst burst modes. But they're not bad cards. I just think in perspective, they're not that great. So 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. I am very glad I traded that Craniamon then today. So let's wrap these up. And then let's see where my secrets were. So, alt. Oh, I do have a Alt Mirage. Okay. Alt, Gallant. So, did they up the amount of secret alts that you get? They might have. Because this looks extra sus already, but I'll take it. I need to probably watch some other people's case openings to see, like, if they actually do spreads like this, to see if this is actually common or not. But yeah, so I got my 4. I got my 4, to be expected. And then 4 alt secrets. That's usually really high. Most of the time, I end up only seeing 2, and it ends up being 5. Like, most of the time, it actually looks like this. But I'm happy that I got more, and I'm happy that I got more of the Omnis. Like, nearly having like 2 playsets of Omnis is like actually making me want to think about just buying an extra one, and then just playing the deck. As far as alts though, I got 2 alt Cranias. My box really loved Craniamon, for whatever reason. It really loved Craniamon, and it really loved, Ravemon. But I got at least 1 of each burst mode, and then just a couple of Royal Knight extras, and then an extra Belfer. So, all in all, not, like, terrible. In terms of the alts.
Did you get Alt Art Jesmon?
I did not. I got Alt Art Magna, Alt Art Exa, 2 Alt Art Cranias, and then an Alt Yggdrasil. And then obviously 1 Alt Art
Gallant.
and 3 Alt Art Omnis.
Better than getting Jesmon.
Dude, I almost am afraid how expensive this deck would be to max rare.
Max amount.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, this deck would be so expensive. This is probably like $1,000 deck if you had to max rarity it. So, I know somebody's gonna want the Alt Mirage. So, that is my Super Secrets and Alt Art distribution. So, now, we get to see if this is even or not. They should be, mathematically. But they might not be. What the heck is going on there? Okay. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means this is 6. I don't even have to count. So, completely even there. Perfectly square. And then last things to open is the Tamer packs. Let's see if these are even or not, or if this is random. Oh my god, bam! Alright, let's try again. Bam! Garbage. Wow. Already off to a great start. The Royal Knights deck comes close to 2k max rarity. Wow. Bam! Yoshino's not terrible. I would say
She's actually good.
Yeah, she's actually pretty good. Like, I think, like, Loomlord players finally can stop using Mimi and think about using her. Ugh. I know somebody's gonna want this Thomas. That's actually good. Bruh. Wow, that was more difficult than it needed to be. Wow, Yoshino is really liking me, and I don't like her back that way. I think she's too young for me. Oops. Out of all of the... oops, I got... Panther Dancer, thanks for the follow. Samson, okay.
Yo, Richard Sampson, dude.
I like... Just wow. She's 16 in the show and Marcus is 17. Thomas is like 15? Whoa. Another Keenan. Another Keenan for the Keenan account.
Yeah, I was organizing my cards, and then I guess Marcus has a sister?
Yes.
Alright.
Marcus had Christy.
Yeah.
And her partner ends up being Biomon.
Huh. That's cool.
Wow. Full playset of Yoshi already. Can I stop seeing her now? I want to see more Thomas. Give me Thomas and give me Marcus. That's all I care about. Nope, that doesn't look like one. I guess if people want a max rarity, there's Marcus. This is clean. Like this looks clean. But what were the options? 6 tamers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 6 that they chose? Like why? Like why? Like I get the red rep, the blue rep, the green rep. I guess she's the black rep. Yellow, purple. Yeah. They were just the black rep by default. That's unfortunate. Alright, now I got a nice full trash bag of pack wrappers. So, I gotta figure out what I am going to be able to keep, what I'm gonna be able to sell. That's gonna be fun. Anyone in my Discord server, I do have a channel specifically for, like, basically buying, selling, and trading. So feel free to hop in there. As far as the case goes, this was definitely a really fun set to open. Outside of the fact that, like, I was super heavy into some, and I would have rather had, like, a little bit of an even split, or, like, if I was gonna be heavy, let me be heavy in, like, the good stuff. Control Wolf, thank you for the follow. But it is getting late for me. I have work in the morning. So I want to thank and appreciate everyone for coming out and watching me stream. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you again for staying till the very end to see everything. I hope you found this to be enjoyable and educational. And with that, I will see you all later.